Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Final Whistle. I'm Ashley Malloy and today I'm joined by Stu Bailey and Elliot Prince. It's good to have you guys.
Thanks for having us.
We start off with the football and the men's seconds who took on Liverpool John Moores. They were looking to get 3 points following their draw last week. Tom Dunn reports.
It was the away side who started the game the brightest, testing the UCLan defensive line right from the start. With the home side struggling to get a foothold in the game, John Moores kept the pressure on as their attacker weaved their way through the defence to narrowly fire over the bar. They kept this pressure on into the second half as quick footwork from their number 6 helped the number 10 to latch onto a pass to see his deflected shot go just over. This must have spurred on the home side as they finally woke up in the second half and created some good chances. A quick throw-in caught John Moore's defence napping, which allowed Mark Griffiths to side-foot a shot, forcing the keeper into a smart save. They kept piling forward, but it looked like there would be no way past this inspired keeper. UCLan was stepping it up as full-time approached and grabbed a late winner when Griffiths found the head of Josh Horrett, who pulled away to head home the winner. Coming into the game as underdogs, the home side showed a real resilience to find that second win to come away with a great victory. It finished UCLan 1, Liverpool John Moores 0, and I caught up with Griffiths just after the game.
Superb result, yeah, they're two leagues above us. They're in the same division as our first team, so we said to the boys at the start of the game, just grind it out, and that's what we've done.
It was a tense affair throughout, so do you think you were lucky to get the win in the end?
No, I think at times it took us a lot of time to get into the game to begin with. The pitch didn't really help, wasn't one of the best pitches we've played on, but very slippy, but we grounded out in the end and got the result we deserved.
So a good win there, and you'd feel like it's exactly what they need after beating a tough side.
Yeah, fantastic win to go and get that result against a team that are 2 leagues above you. It's incredible, and keeping their unbeaten run going through to the third round of the Cup, it's all going really well for them this season so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Great result. As you said, keeps the unbeaten run going, and I'm sure they'll be looking to continue that good form. They've got a trip to Manchester second to the next round, so hopefully they can get a result there too.
The men's first put up a spirited performance away at Sheffield, winning 5-4, and the men's thirds won 4-3 against York thirds in the Cup. So both games with a lot of goals there. What do you make of the chances this season?
Yeah, brilliant for the first to go to Sheffield and get that result when you've got to remember now they're top of the league, 9 points from 3 games, and they just can't stop scoring this season, which is fantastic for them.
Yeah, definitely goals galore there for the first. As for the thirds, that's 3 straight wins for them. They're one of 4 teams tied at the top of the table on 6 points, and I'm sure they'll be looking for another 3 points when they play Man Met thirds this week.
Yeah, hopefully. In the women's football, there was comfortable wins all round, with the first thumping Leeds Trinity 6-0 and the women's seconds won 5-1 away against Sheffield. So some great victories yet again for the girls. Do you think they can go all the way this season?
It looks like it, yeah. The girls first, keeping up with the men's first, which is brilliant. Next week is the test, though, going to Sheffield, who are 1 place below them in the league, just a point behind them. That's when you can really see if they're going to do it or not.
Yeah, first are going great, as are the seconds. They got a thumping 9-1 win last week, and they backed that up perfectly today. Third in the table, 2 wins out of 3. But they've also got a tough test next week because they've got top of the table Lancaster.
Well, let's hope they can continue this good form. In the basketball, it was a disappointing outcome for the women's firsts, who were defeated 84-34 against the University of Cambridge. However, it was good news for the men's firsts, who won 61-53 against Leeds Met. So, do you think the women can bounce back from that?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Obviously, major disappointing losing by such a margin, especially after that long journey down to Cambridge, but you've got to remember, they're third in the table, 3 wins out of 4, and they've got the perfect opportunity to put things right because they've got bottom of the table MMU Cheshire next week.
And it was a turn in fortune for the men.
Yeah, good stuff from the men, ended their run of 3 straight defeats and through to the next round of the Cup against Leeds Met. Now next week they have the same match in the league but at Leeds Met, so that's going to be a good game, I would have thought.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a good one. In this week's netball, the women's firsts were left disheartened as they lost 52-38 against Liverpool Hope. So unlucky for the girls there.
Yeah, unlucky, but they've got to put that result to the back of their minds now. They're out of the Cup. They've still got the league to look forward to. They're going quite well. 2 wins out of 3, second in the table. And they'll probably go into next week's fixture as slight favourites, given that Manchester seconds are currently 5th.
Moving on to the hockey now, and it's the men's firsts who took on Man Met. Here's Elliot Prince with the action.
The men's hockey first struggled in their encounter. Going down an early goal put them on the back foot from the start. Despite their spirited efforts, UClan couldn't find a route back into the match. Manchester Met made the most of their opportunities with this flawless short corner to go 2 up. UClan's forwards continued to try and get the team back into the match, but a game came up empty-handed. A touch of class put the away side in the driving seat after a calm expert finish left UClan desolate at half-time. A second half goal gave the home side some hope after the break, but they were unable to overcome the deficit. Final score, 7-1 to Manchester.
We had a lot of chances and we just didn't manage to put them in back of net. I think if you saw in the second half, we came back fighting because we knew we had a lot to do, but we missed too many chances in front of the goal. So.
Going down an early goal, how does that affect the team?
I don't think the first one was a massive problem because we've gone down before and we've pulled it back, but I think after the third one went in, we knew we had a fight on our hands then.
So it was a tough result for the men to take there.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange game really. 7-1 I don't think reflected the actual scoreline it should have been. UClan did start brightly, but the early goal, the heads tend to drop and then, more goals started coming and they just couldn't finish. That was the simple thing.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one. The game was a lot more even than the scoreline would suggest. I think the real difference between the sides was the finishing. Man Met were clinical and we just didn't take our chances. But back to league action next week against Manchester Seconds, and they've only got 1 point from their 3 games, so fingers crossed we'll get a result in that one.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they can pick themselves up from that.
Yeah, I'm sure they will do.
Yeah. And the men's seconds were beaten 5-0 at home against Liverpool. Do you think they can bounce back from that?
Well, it's not looking great for them at the minute. I mean, that's both sides out of the cup now. They're also bottom of the league after 3 straight defeats, and they're going to have to really improve the form if they're going to get anything next week against Lancaster Seconds.
Hopefully they can do that. We move on to the Rugby League now, and the men's firsts won 22-18 against Man Met. So a great result there.
Yeah, another result again, 2 wins in a row now, so they're 3rd in the league and they're playing Salford next week and they've already beaten them this season, so hopefully they can get that 3rd win in a row and keep moving towards the top.
Yeah, I mean, winning 76 last week, they're showing some great form now. Hopefully they'll keep it going.
Yeah, should be a good season for them.
Yeah. In the Rugby Union, the men's first won 17-0 against Bangor, but it was an unfortunate result for the men's seconds, who were defeated 14-0 by Liverpool. So a great result for the first, despite not playing last week.
Yeah, they've had an unbelievable start to the season, top of the table, and I'm sure they'll be looking to get another win next week when they face Kiel. Massively contrasting fortunes for the seconds, though, unfortunately. Still stuck on that 1 point that they picked up in that game against Glendower. 5 games into the season, that's not really where they'd want to be, and it's not going to get any easier. They got a game against Edge Hill, who have won all 4 of their matches so far.
Yeah, but hopefully they can bounce back from that there.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm sure they'll turn a corner sometime soon.
And what about the American football this week? A first ever game for UClan?
Yeah, it's really exciting. The Rams will be playing their first match at the Sports Arena this Sunday, so hopefully we can get a big crowd down there, give them some real support, because against Manchester Met, so really be great if they could start with a win.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And that's all we have time for on this week's show. Thank you to Stuart and Ellie for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm Ashley Malloy, and that was the final whistle.